I think we have achieved something already. We have developed a deeper spirit of mutual understanding of our challenges. But we have got now about 15 minutes to comment, mutual comments, and then maybe we can take some questions. But I'm still wondering about the possible balance between freedom and responsibility, because I think this is a key issue to solve the questions. As Erich Fromm already in 1941 put it, escape from freedom. People who are not prepared to take responsibility are tempted to escape, to yield these freedoms, because they have no good idea how to use them. And the diagnosis of today's Europe, as I think it was 9 years ago, Cardinal Ratzinger wrote an article, Euroopa is krank. And he made a very, very serious conclusion that Europe is successful for the rest of the world, but it has become hollow and it has lost its original identity, which has been substituted. We have not noticed it, which has been substituted by identity of a consumer, which is universal identity. So, what could you?
No, I think it's the soul belongs to the young people, and I appreciate that you say when you have no job, are you free? We have 50% unemployment of young people in Greece and in Spain. If we don't change this, we lose them, and the not so good people will stay, and the best will go somewhere else. I move now to Berlin. We have lots of Spanish in Berlin now. They leave Spain. It's very good that we have Erasmus and all these programs, and that they can come without a visa and they can work, etc. If they don't find a job in Berlin, the best go to America. It's a global world where the best talents get jobs anywhere. They are fluent in English, they are needed. So the 0.1% elite of the young people, if we lose them, we have a problem. So I think it's the theoretical is good, it's necessary, but if the basis is not there of jobs, and we lose the credibility, if we lose the credibility in the young generation. And I think as a businessman, you only learn as a manager what to do first. And this is a top priority. It's not agriculture, it's nothing else. And it must be quick. And the other is that when young people, and we are building up a network in Greece for young mentoring network, they want to open a small shop. They need five papers, and they have to bribe 5 different people. That cannot be. And there must be a clear cut in this. So the frustration is when the people in the south open something, they are blocked or have to pay bribery. And they pay bribery around 60, 70, 80% plus. Otherwise, it's not working. And nobody is basically blocking this. And this is, for me, the main credibility issue. In this Facebook generation, it's a global. The good people are globally networked. And if we can solve this, then as well the moral issues come into play. But the frustration is so high that we can lose them to the radicals, we can lose them for the idea of united Europe, we can lose them for freedom, and so on.
Yeah, almost.
Yes, I believe your idea about establishing a group of friends of Greece was very inspiring. We already joined one. It is called the European Stability Mechanism. And I would very much encourage also EU countries outside Eurozone to join and buy the stocks of ESM. But I believe the key idea of balance between liberty and responsibility is a fair rules. That we do have rules which are indeed such, which are unbureaucratic, which are all over the Europe, and which are also fulfilled. So I believe that core idea, what President Pöttering also referred to 2003 case, speaking about the monetary rules, that idea of rules-based Europe from the Roman idea, philosophy of law has to be restored in a way. So, and there is a very much danger again of devaluation of the rules, as we see from the last years' attempts to establish a banking regulations, banking supervisory system, etc. And secondly, to speak indeed about the philosophical danger of huge unemployment, especially among the younger generation. So, and the core solution, to my mind, goes back to the idea of the principal economics, from where actually are coming labor working places, that they are coming from the creativity of entrepreneurs, as you are doing, because. And we have not to find some kind of substitute solutions. It was a little bit pathetic to hear about the European Commission proposal of so-called youth guarantee. But okay, we do not have a chance to give to create new workplaces, but we will order countries to send during 4 months to young unemployed people after graduation of the school a letter, where it's written that you either go to work or go to the labor exchange or back to the school. So idea is indeed that let's push strongly to really open the free market in Europe. Let's indeed demolish those barriers which are to the market of services, to the free movement of especially e-services, etc. And again, not to kill creativity in Europe, but to encourage it. And this is a challenge for our national tax policies. This is a challenge of, again, tax burden of the countries, and putting priority creativity. This is again a dilemma European budget, as we're looking, where actually real priority is common agricultural policy, and this is a political reality. We in Estonia have got good benefit of that. Actually, about more than 10% of our exports are coming now from the agriculture, and surely because of the support of the CAP. But let's follow the rules, and let's establish such rules which are working. And everybody should know that if you break the rules, there are also a certain damage personally, because personal responsibility, and also the core idea of capitalism, that there is also a chance you can go to bankruptcy. If we lose that connection, also speaking about the financial issues, this is very dangerous. Thank you.
About the right to go bankrupt, this freedom also we need to retain. But yes, but this is an interesting change now, speaking about the rules. And I think first we must, every person must establish rules for himself, for herself. And here we come to the old teaching of the church that man is by nature spoiled, that is original sin, and he is tended to do more bad things than good things. That's why we need this understanding of soul and morality. But I have to give. Oh, you have.
Thank you very much. Well, we all have read that in Syriza in Greece, a graffiti appeared which said, "Please don't come and save us." Now, it is a matter of fact that we don't want to become the sick man of the world in the past, the sick man of Europe was the Ottoman Empire, but we don't want to just somehow compete with that situation. Economy is an empirical science, which means that you must learn from your experience and from past mistakes. And I imagine that we must innovate and have some new innovative proposals. Initially, we were very impressed in December last when the biggest, the largest German trade union, the DGB, came out with an idea that one should have started a new Marshall Plan. In a period of crisis, you need to unite and bring together and make together the efforts to try and come out of it. Now, this plan was somehow inspired from the New Deal of Roosevelt in the 30s. And it was meant, according to the DGB, to be somehow managed by the union. It's an interesting idea. I'm not saying it's an easy one to follow, but I think that along those lines, we could try and create again in Europe that very famous laboratory for innovative research and for action and dynamic action in the same way that some of the previous speakers have said. Thank you.
When I think of the
last word,
the relationship between freedom and responsibility was addressed by Lord Acton, who said, freedom is not the ability to do what you want, it's the ability to do what you ought. And this is a big problem for our postmodern world. Nobody can tell you what you ought to do, we are told. And here we come back to what Cardinal Ratzinger wrote in his book, Without Roots. This is the sickness of Europe. We've been cut off from these roots that actually gave birth to the values in the past, so that today modern Europeans are living like squatters in a house without paying the rent and don't realize where these values came from. When we talk about, the American Declaration of Independence says, we hold these truths to be self-evident. All men are created equal. I have an Indian friend who says, self-evident? Come to India. This is not at all self-evident. There's only one basis on which we can talk about the equality of man, and we find that in Genesis chapter 1. We are created in God's image, all of us. Now, and here's I think where we can expect hope for the future is this creativity, because we are created in the image of God. And all through history, it's been the creative minorities who started something fresh. Robert Schuman, Konrad Adenaueri, and so on were the people who came with out-of-the-box thinking and gave us a way forward. It was a total surprise when that came in the press. And I think we can expect, and we should pray for such people, young people as well, to come up with fresh, creative, innovative ideas, but they will have to be rooted in the reality that Schuman called the soul of Europe. And then we need to work much better, I think, in our education and encouraging the spirit of Europe. That is recognizing the commonality that we have. We've got too much history since the Reformation that emphasizes our differences. We've got to come back to recognize our commonalities as well.
Thank you, Jeff. And I think this was the best conclusion of this panel. The creative minorities, which could change the world. And we have been used to statistics. Majority will decide. But actually, minorities are those who can change the world and prevail in the final count. So thank you so much for your contributions. And we have now a brief lunch break until 1 o'clock, and then we can resume. Aitäh!